Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Am I audible?
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Yeah.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. So, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Am I audible? Okay. Okay, then we will start our PMA class. Actually, sometimes I'm not audible, so that's why I have to ask. Because otherwise, I will be talking and nobody is going to listen. So, okay, if I'm audible, then it's okay. We'll start our PMA class. And in our PMA class, just tell me in our last class what we were discussing. We were most probably discussing about your chapter 18, that is labor market, isn't it? Is it? Labor market we were discussing, or we were completing the price elasticity of demand? Hmm?
Labor market. Completed. Chapter was over.
Ma'am, I want to ask that shifting of the labor demand and labor supply is not there in our syllabus.
Okay. Shifting of labor demand and labor supply.
Yes, ma'am.
What it is not there means what? We have not.
That's what. It is there or not?
Yeah, we have not discussed. Now we can discuss that. Just let me go back to the share of the chapter so that we can have. Yeah, we have discussed this one, and we have discussed the production function, how to calculate the MPL and VMPL, value of marginal product and marginal product. We have discussed this. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then we have discussed the questions how to draw this diagram. Can you draw this diagram of VMPL with labor by showing it on a graph? How to show it on the graph that when VMPL is taken, or value of marginal productivity or product is taken on y-axis, and on on x-axis we are taking number of laborers. Then how to show that how many laborers we are assuming to hire, or we assume to hire, that is L is equal to 3. You have to show that on your graph also. Can you? We have discussed this. VMPL equal to wage, and we have discussed the labor supply.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then we have discussed equilibrium labor market.
Yes, ma'am.
Labor demand is equal to labor supply, and how to find out the labor equilibrium wage rate in a labor market, and if wage adjust to balance the supply and demand of labor, and in equilibrium laborers demand is equal to laborers supply, means how much labor is being demanded is supplied. We have discussed this also.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, if wage, market wage is more than the equilibrium wage, what will happen in the labor market? That is, when market wage is higher than the equilibrium wage, we will see that quantity demand is less than quantity supply, or QS is greater than QD. There will be surplus of labor, which is called unemployment. Which is called unemployment in a labor market. So when there will be unemployment in the market, the price of the labor will fall till it reaches the equilibrium wage. That means when wage is more, when laborers are getting higher price, That is not a good thing. That is good for the individual laborer, but that is bad for the market because there will be unemployment. People will lose their job. They will not get a job. So what is unemployment? When people seek job but they don't get it. So that is a situation when they want to supply their job or supply their labor service, but they are not able to get a job. People are not hiring. So what will happen? This is a situation when price will fall, the job or the wage will fall till it reach the equilibrium. Similarly, if there is a the market wage is less than the equilibrium wage, what will happen? There will be shortage of laborer force or there will be shortage of laborers. So in case of shortage of laborer, quantity demand is more than quantity supply of labor. So when market price of wage or market wage is less than equilibrium wage, demand for laborer will be very high and supply of laborer is less. So in case of shortage, price will go up till it reaches the equilibrium. So how to reach the equilibrium rate? We have discussed this also.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, how to calculate the equilibrium wage rate, and in case of shortage and surplus, how much calculate, how much demand and how much labor is there. Okay, and in such situation we will calculate what is the value of labor and how much is the equilibrium labor force. We can calculate what is the shortage, how much is the amount of shortage, how much is the amount of surplus. In case if this is 100, 500, 500 was the equilibrium labor wage, and that is a stable equilibrium. Stable means there is no tendency to change when it is a stable equilibrium. So 100 was the price or wage rate at which 500 was quantity demand of labor. By just taking how we will get this table, we can get this table just by putting the values of P or price or wage in the equation, quantity demand equation and quantity supply equation. You will get all these values. By putting wage in place of wage 50, you will get these values of demand and supply. So by getting the in the supply equation, similarly put the value of wage or price, that is wage. Labor price is otherwise known as your wage. By putting these values, you will get this table. So if you will get this table, then it will be easier for you to draw the diagram. So in case of equilibrium in the labor market, what we can do, we can, in case of shortage and surplus, the price will change. Price will go up or come down till equilibrium and market will become stable. Okay, so in case of market clearing price, one is market clearing price is otherwise known as your equilibrium price. This equilibrium price or equilibrium wage is known as market clearing price or market clearing wage. Why? Because market clearing wage means a price or wage where there is no shortage, no surplus. No shortage, no surplus situation is the only situation where there is equilibrium. So that is otherwise your equilibrium situation. So equilibrium situation is otherwise known as market clearing situation or market clearing price. This price is market clearing price is otherwise known as your equilibrium price. Okay. So equilibrium price is that price where there is no shortage, no surplus, because QD is just equal to QS. QS is equal to QD. In this situation, so market clears. Yes, there is no change in market. So this is what about your chapter. So we have finished that chapter. Let us go back to, let me go back to some questions. Just a minute. Let me have some questions then. We will discuss that. Yes. Yeah. Calculate this one. We will find out. Let us go back. I'll give you just some questions. Yeah, how we will do some questions, I'll just give you. Suppose this is your demand and supply of ice cream in Bhubaneswar market. Okay, write this question. If QD is equal to quantity demand is equal to 110, let us discuss for some questions till now what we have discussed. Because most probably up to this you will get in your mid-sem. So this is equation 1 for quantity demand. Demand equation is given 110 minus 2p. If supply equation is given as QS is equal to 20 plus P minus 20. Sorry, this is minus 20 plus P. Minus 20 plus P, where QD, QS and P refers to quantity demand in 1000, quantity supply in 1000 and price in rupees respectively. Using an appropriate diagram, answer this question. Can you do? Calculate the market equilibrium quantity or market clearing price and market clearing quantity. Calculate. Calculate market clearing price and quantity. If QD is equal to 110 minus 2P and QS is equal to 20 minus 20 plus P. Please make some correction. Question number 1. Okay. Now come to question number 2. Find equilibrium price and quantity. Then question number 2. If the market price of the good ice cream is 20 rupees per cup, what will happen to price, quantity demand and quantity supply? Analyze the market situation. If prevailing market price is equal to rupees 20, then if market price is equal to rupees 20, simply calculate, analyze the market situation and what will happen to price, quantity demand and quantity supply if market price is 20. Question number 2. Question number 1, calculate the market clearing price and quantity, means equilibrium price and quantity. Question number 3, if income of the consumer increases. Question number 3, if income of the consumer increases and milk become cheaper, milk price fall. Okay. Next question is, if milk price fall, and income increase, income of buyer increase. Analyze the effect. Analyze the effect on income. Analyze the effect of income on the demand, supply, quantity demand and quantity supply and price. Okay. What happened to D and what happened to S? Supply, demand and supply. First find out, then you will find out with the help of three diagrams, that is. One more question.
Ma'am, the supply equation once again.
Yeah?
The above question, supply equation QS.
Yes, supply will
Supply equation minus 20 plus P or plus 20 plus P.
minus 20 plus P.
Okay, ma'am.
Quantity supply is equal to minus 20 plus P. Quantity demand is equal to 110 minus 2P.
Ma'am, market clearing price will be 43.3.
Whatever. And quantity?
Ma'am, 23.33.
Okay. 23. Quantity. Price is equal to 43.3.
Yes, ma'am.
And quantity?
Ma'am, 23.33.
Okay, 23.3. So, what will be if price is equal to 20? If market price is equal to 20, if market price is equal to 20, what will happen?
Ma'am, there will be shortage.
How much?
मैम if QS is 20 plus P होता तो ज्यादा आसान होता. अब ये पॉइंट्स में आ रहा है.
आने दो, क्या प्रॉब्लम है? आने दो. Just what I want to tell you, अगर 20 plus P होता तो कितना होता? बोलो मुझे. अगर QD, ठीक है, उसके लिए निकालो. QD is equal to 110 minus 2P, and if QS is equal to 20 plus P, okay, P plus 20 plus P, then कितना? How much is QS QD? How you will draw that diagram? कहाँ से जाएगा? Quantity supply. कहाँ से शुरू होगा supply equation? 20 plus P.
Ma'am, it should be started from 110 and price start and y axis 55.
And what will tell me what is market clearing price if it is QD is equal to 110 minus 2P and QS is equal to 20 plus P, then what will be your market clearing price? Equilibrium
30.
price?
30.
30 and demand 50.
Demand 40, supply 50.
Demand is how much?
50, ma'am.
50. 50.
What I am saying, equilibrium price and quantity is how much?
Ma'am, equilibrium price will be 30 and equilibrium quantity will be 50.
Okay, equilibrium quantity will be 110 minus 2P, okay, equal to 20 plus P. 110 minus 2P equal to 20 plus P. 90 is equal to 3P. P is equal to 30. Okay. If it is P is equal to 30, put that P in either quantity supply equation. Then how much it will be? 20 plus 30. Equilibrium quantity is 50. Or what?
Yes, ma'am.
How? 50. 1.110 minus 60. That is equilibrium quantity is 50. Equilibrium price is 30. If it is class 20. Okay. So equilibrium price is 30. Equilibrium quantity is 50. Now, if market price, okay, ठीक है, okay, you calculate it for plus 20, no problem. Calculate it for plus 20, then plus 20 plus P. Now, if market price is 20, if market price is equal to 20, then find out what will be quantity demand and quantity supply.
Ma'am,
What will
quantity
you?
demand is 70 and quantity supply is 30.
So shortage is how much? Whether why shortage? QD
40, ma'am.
quantity is greater than quantity supply. Quantity demand is equal to how much?
70.
Yeah. And supply, quantity supply, P is equal to 20.
Quantity supply is 40, ma'am. 40.
So how much is shortage? 30.
Yes, ma'am.
So shortage is 30. So if shortage is 30, what will happen to price?
It will rise till
Till
equilibrium.
equilibrium.
Yeah, price will go up, price will move forward, price will go up till equilibrium. Okay, this is how you have to calculate. Whatever may be value, if it is coming in point or anything, that does not matter. Whatever it can come, you are using the calculators. So what we are finding here is that if it is, and come to the third situation, if milk price fall and income of buyer increase, what does that mean? Milk price
When supply
fall.
is there, is
General
supply there,
situation. What will be general situation of demand and supply? Demand and supply.
and both will increase.
Yeah, income is increasing. Income is increased. Milk price fall. So income increase means demand will increase. Supply will also increase because milk price is falling. So tell me, draw the diagrams and tell me which one will be ambiguous and which one will be what happened to market demand and market supply, quantity demand, quantity supply.
Ma'am, price should be ambiguous. Quantity will increase.
Demand will increase. So one case delta D greater than delta S, you will find for one case delta D equal to delta S, and one situation when delta D less than delta S. Draw the diagram, both the curves will, demand curve, supply curve, both will shift rightward. So supply is shifting rightward, S1, S2, and demand curve shift rightward. What will happen? This is a situation when quantity increase from Q to Q1, Q1 to Q2, and also price increase P1 to P2. Now in second situation, delta D equal to delta S, demand curve, supply curve, supply will increase as much as demand. So demand curve will shift rightward, S1, S2. So what you are getting, price remains same, P1, quantity increase. Q1, Q2. So from these two, we can find out that price is ambiguous and quantity increase. This is the result or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Everybody is able to find out or any doubt?
No, ma'am.
Okay. What I want to tell you here, because when you will calculate this and give the result, find out the result, at least two diagrams you have to make. Otherwise, you cannot say. At least one for same, delta D equal to delta S, one either increase or decrease. Will okay. From that only you can assess the situation that which one quantity demand, quantity supply, quantity demand, quantity supply is increasing and price is ambiguous. So what we are finding here, that in such situation at least two diagrams you have to make. So one more question, come to our chapter question 5. That is a situation when two commodities, chocolate and burger is there, total satisfaction that he will be derived from this chocolate and burger is given, and price of chocolate and burger in the market is rupees 5 and rupees 20. Mohan has income rupees 200 with him. This one you cannot do actually, it is not in your syllabus this time. Simply you can calculate question number 3 you cannot do. Question number 4, price elasticity you can do. Use an appropriate diagram, locate the point of linear demand curve that intersects both the axes when the price elasticity of demand is unitary. What will happen to price elasticity of demand when price of the commodity fall? Now question is, if it is a linear demand curve, okay, straight line demand curve, draw that price elasticity of demand is unitary. What does that mean?
Equal to 1.
Yeah, when price elasticity, price increases by 1% or we can say by the same percent, then quantity demand will fall by the same percentage. And in this such a situation, if price of the commodity fall, what will happen to quantity demand?
Demand will increase.
And what will happen to price elasticity of demand? Price elasticity of demand equal to how much? If it is unitary, what will be the
1.
value of price elasticity of demand?
1.
Yeah. And draw the diagram, show it in a unitary graph, right, for price elasticity of demand. Price elasticity is equal to 1. Price elasticity is equal to 1. And what? How you will write? If the price of the commodity fall, how you will define it? If price of the commodity fall by 10%, price of the good fall by 10%, quantity demand of the good will increase by
10%.
10%. Or you can say that if price elasticity of demand is unitary, means if price of the commodity fall by a given percentage, the quantity demand will increase by the same percentage. Either we are taking for example 10-10, you can say the given percentage or unit percentage, whatever you can write. Okay, then the quantity demand will also increase by the same percentage. Now we will have one more question we can have. Suppose this is your question 1. Assume a country which will produce two commodities, cloth and food. Come to this question. Assume a country which can produce two commodities, cloth and food. If we are doing the so what will be the situation when labor is the only resource available to produce the cloth and food, which is fixed at 300, and technology used to produce both the commodity remain constant, technology is given, resource is given. Okay, now amount of cloth and food that can be produced utilizing the labor is given in the following table. This is the production possibilities or alternatives. Cloth in meters, food in MT is given metric ton. Okay. A, B, C, D, E, F. Just write down in your copy this table. A, B, C, D, E, F is given 20, 0, 16, 5, 12, 9, 8, 12, 4 and 14, 0 and 15. If this is the table, production table, or these are other production alternatives. Either the economy can produce at A or B or C or D or E or F. Draw the country's PPF. If this is a situation where resources are given 300, now if this is a situation, how you will draw? What will be PPF? Tell me, it will be a bow-shaped curve or it will be a straight line curve. How do you know? By taking these two points on both the sides, cloth on one side and food on other side, what will be the opportunity cost? If the economy is moving from A to B and from B to C, calculate the opportunity cost of cloth. When you are moving from A to B, in order to, when it is moving from A to B, opportunity cost means it is reducing by 4 units, increasing the food by 5 units. So for 1 unit, how much is the sacrifice? Let us go from cloth to, if we are calculating the opportunity cost of cloth to food, that means go from F to E, then E to D, then D to C, then C to D and B to A. Increase from F to E if you are moving for cloth. Increase in cloth is 4 units, 4 meters. How much is the loss? 1. Moving from 4 to 8. Okay, again by 4. How much is the loss? 14 to 12, 2. When it is from 8 to 12, that is increase by 4, which is equivalent decrease by 3. When it is from 12 to 16, moving from C to B, that means by 4 units increase. Opportunity cost is 4 units. To get 4 unit extra, sacrifice is 4 units. So it is 1. Now to get 16 to 12. So from this you can say what will be the opportunity cost PPF table or PPF graph. It will be a bow-shaped curve or it will be a straight line curve.
both shape.
Bow shape. Why bow shape? Because opportunity cost is not remaining constant, it is varying, it is increasing. Opportunity cost is increasing when we are going from cloth to food. Okay, so opportunity cost of cloth is increasing when it is moving from 0 to 20. Okay, so opportunity cost is moving forward and it is increasing, so you will get a bow shaped curve instead of getting a straight line curve. By taking these two points, you can draw the curve. Okay, you can draw the curve by taking the scale. Okay, 0, then you can take 5, 5, 5 in one side, then 0, 10, 10, 10 like this, or 2, 2 also you can increase 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 like this. You can go, and by taking these two points, you can draw it on a graph and you can find out the opportunity cost table and the opportunity cost graph. That is your PPF graph, production possibility frontier. Now when 300 is the fixed that is the resource available, you are getting this much. If draw the opportunity cost or production possibility cost, how will you look at the situation if the country produces 8,000 meter of cloth and 10 meter of food, 10 MT of food? Is it possible? How much will be the resources? Draw the country's production possible frontier, and you will draw just by taking these two points 20, 0, 16, 5, 12, 9 like that. That doesn't matter. But how will you look at the situation if the country produces 8,000 meter of cloth and 10 meter of food, 10 MT of food? So it will be a point which is a growth point, which will be out of the this. You have to show that it is a growth point which is outside the PPF. That is what you have to find out. You can say that it is beyond the PPF. Can you draw the PPF?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. By taking what is the end point? If there is increase or development in technology in food sector, assume the country is producing rice and mobile now, and yeah, it is not required. Yes, if there is development in cloth sector, what will be the changes in production possibility frontier? If there is technological growth in cloth sector, show that in your diagram also. If there is technological development in the cloth sector, in production of cloth, what will happen to the PPF? It will remain as it is. If there is cloth and food you are taking here, if there is development in the cloth sector, what will happen to the PPF? What will happen to the PPF? It will remain constant or it will change?
Change. Shift rightward.
Shift rightward. And what will happen? The in production in cloth sector and in food sector. What will happen to production in food sector and in cloth sector? In which sector maximum production will increase?
Cloth, ma'am.
Cloth sector production will increase, more production will be there in the cloth sector. What happened to food sector?
Same, remain same.
Yeah, maximum production in the food sector will remain constant, will remain same, but production in the cloth sector will increase. That is what your answer should be. It should increase, and you can show that on your graph also. How to show that graph? Just in a freehand drawing you can show that production in cloth sector will increase upward by taking the production possibility frontier will shift towards right. Okay, it will shift towards right and you will have a production possibility frontier which is more. Now the question is, another question we can have, suppose find the equilibrium price quantity. We have already calculated. Three question you cannot do because it is not in your syllabus. Now we will go back to the another paper, another page. Yeah. Yeah, come to this question. Suppose this is a question when RK Electronics produce two commodities, okay, electric fan and air cooler, air conditioner. The price elasticity, yes? I'm asking you the question, if price elasticity of demand for electric fan and air cooler is given as minus 0.78, minus 0.78 is the price elasticity of demand for fan and minus 2.93 is the price elasticity of demand for AC, okay, for AC. Now tell me, if the company wants to increase the price of the two products, which one it should increase so that its revenue will increase? In which case it can increase? Do you know? Fan is, which one is relatively elastic, which one is relatively inelastic? You tell me. Price elasticity of demand is given for fan, it is minus 0.78. If it will take a mod, that is 0.78. If you will take a mod for AC, that is 2.93. Okay. Now, which one is relatively elastic? Which one is relatively inelastic?
Fan is relatively inelastic.
Yes.
AC is relatively elastic.
Yeah, so fan is relatively inelastic. If a company want to increase the price of the product, then it should increase the price of the which one? Fan or AC? And why? Hmm? Which one it should increase?
Fan, ma'am.
Fan. Why? Suppose it wants to increase the price by 10%. Which one it should increase? What will happen to quantity demand? If price will increase by 10%, what will happen to its quantity demand of fan? First, let's talk about fan. Price
Ma'am, it will
yes, it will decrease by how much?
7.8%.
Yeah. So it will decrease by how much percent? If price increases by 10%, your price elasticity of demand is given by 0.78. How much? This is your LHS, price elasticity of demand, percentage change in quantity demand by percentage change in price. So P will increase. Tell me, P increases by 10%. So how much QD will fall? Quantity demand of fan will fall by how much percent? And you will tell me quantity demand of if both of the commodities price will be increased by 10%, what will be the fall in quantity demand of fan and that of AC?
Ma'am,
I
in
think
fan there will be decrease in demand of 7.8%, and in AC 29.3%.
yeah, very good. So, what you are finding? So, in this case, which price of which one should be increased and which one should not be increased? Price of fan can be increased, but fine of price of AC should not be increased. Followed? So what we will say that because price of this is relatively inelastic good, when price increases, quantity demand fall by relatively less percentage. But in case of relatively elastic good, price when price increases, quantity demand will fall by more than the given percentage or more than proportionately. So it should not be increased at all, and we can find out that is when we know that from this we can say that price of the fan may be increased if they want to increase, but price of the AC should not be increased at all because the fall in quantity demand will be a large amount, by a large amount. So when we are having this type of question, so we just understand that LHS is given. Price elasticity means that LHS is given that 0.78 or 2.93. So percentage change in quantity. If I will put a extra question here, yeah, because what will be revenue, that revenue part we have not calculated in our syllabus, we have not covered it. So we will say that in case of elasticity on the basis of relatively elastic and inelastic product, we can say between this comparison between these two goods, we can say that price elasticity is relatively less, and we can say price elasticity is more inelastic in case of fan. So price can be increased in the case of fan, not in the case of AC at all. So this is how you have to compare, you have to calculate. Now tell me, what is your problem when you are calculating this or finding these chapters or questions? Have you read? Have you started reading? Going for revision? Which chapter you find more difficult? Theoretical part. I think 5 and this 18 chapter, it may not be very difficult. You may not be finding very difficult. And 4 also. Or what? Hmm? Do you have any doubts in
Yeah,
chapter? Yes?
I'm in chapter
In chapter
2.
2, PPF, Production Possibilities Frontier, opportunity cost calculation or what?
Ma'am, that one, that shifting one, when the
Shifting one, shifting of PPF. Shifting of PPF, isn't it?
technology.
Yes? Shifting of PPF. Okay, let me go. If you are talking about shifting of PPF, we know that first thing is PPF can be straight line, or you can show it on a, suppose your cloth and food in our example. If you are shifting the PPF in which sector, any point on this is efficient point. This is maximum efficient point. And when we call about a shifting, will be in PPF due to resource. Shifting can be due to resource increase or decrease. Okay, due to resource increase or decrease. If there is resource increase, or it may be resource decrease. Resource increase means there will be parallel shift. Okay, parallel shift of the PPF. PPF will be shifting parallelly if there is resource shift or resource increase from 50,000 man hour to, let's say, 70,000 man hour, for 300 meter to, let's say, 10,000 meter or whatever. Shifting of resources means there will be parallel shift of the PPF. This is PPF 1 and this is your PPF 2. This is 1 and this is 2, new one. So when we are talking about resource decrease, similarly parallel shift towards left. There will be a parallel shift towards left. When there is decrease, this is showing PPF 3. So when we are talking about resource shift, there will be always parallel shift. Now come to one more situation when there will be a shifting in PPF due to change in technology, due to technological change, due to technological change. So what we will have when there is technological change, suppose in which sector there is technological change, there will be more production. Suppose this is your cloth, this is your food, what we are taking in our example. So if there is technological development in food sector, then there will be more production of food, but maximum amount of cloth production remain as it is. So there will be a shift in the curve of PPF curve from PPF 1 to PPF 2. But there will be, this will not be a parallel shift, but it will be a slanting one. And what we will see, there will be an increase in quantity, increase in production, increase. So production will increase in cloth sector, in food sector, if there is technological development in food. Okay, so food production will increase, but cloth, maximum cloth production remain constant. One more thing we can have, when there is increase in cloth production, or we can say development, technological development in production of cloth, then what will happen? This is your C, this is F0. So production will increase in this sector. This is your minimum production, and production increases from this to maximum production of cloth will increase due to increase in technology. So this is technological development. And one more thing, you can shift due to skill improvement in both the sector, or educational improvement in both the sector. If there is development in education of the country both, then both sector there will be more production, because people's productivity now has increased. So what will happen? There will, it is as good as your resource change. It will as good as resource increase. Now your resources are more fertile, or you can say they're more efficient. So what will happen? This is original PPF and this is your new PPF. So this is your new PPF due to skill development, or due to educational development. So development in the education, development in skill, cloth and food, no specific sector, but general education has increased, skill has increased. There will be more production in both the sectors. So what we will get here, production in both the sector will increase, so PPF will shift parallelly. Either you can show it in a bow-shaped curve or you can show it in a straight line curve, does not matter, but it is as good as resource shift, resource increase. These are the things which we go for shifting of the PPF. So shifting of the PPF are basically like this, on this basis. Now we can say when the values are given, any point below, under this or below the PPF, that point is efficient, inefficient, and it is possible or feasible. This is feasible but inefficient. Why inefficient? Resources are not fully utilized. We can produce here, but we are not producing here, we are producing only here. So this is inefficient point. Similarly, any point beyond this is known as a growth point, but we cannot, it is not achievable. This is not achievable. This is not achievable because with the given resource we cannot reach here. So it is not achievable point or not feasible point. Okay, not achievable. In this way you have to show. And any point on the PPF means they are efficient points. They are all efficient points. You can choose between this one or this one or this one. Any one you choose, you are more equally efficient and you are getting equal satisfaction. So that is how you have to show in case of PPF. Followed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you very much. We will discuss in our next class. I hope we will start a new chapter, sixth chapter. So in between we will go for little discussion and little revision also simultaneously. Okay, thank you very much.